everybody. We are live. Welcome to the first podcast. Very exciting. Tonight, I have no clue what we're going to be talking about. That's what I love about this. It's all raw. It's spur of the moment. It's kind of whatever floats up, floats up. We allow spirit to take us wherever that may be. So, hi, I'm Christine Gustafson. I am a spiritual life coach and energy healer. But I found that even with those titles are slipping away, and I'm just becoming more of a guide, more of someone who is also going through the journey just like the rest of us, and just we're all here to help each other out. And that's what I wanted to develop this podcast to do, is to sit with like-minded people, but also open it up to people who may not be aware of all this, to kind of help them through this process of what's the awakening, what's going on out there, and the energy and how that's all affecting us. So I have a group of beautiful souls on tonight that are going to participate and going to listen as well. And we'll see where this journey takes us all. So thank you for joining me in this beautiful night of after Christmas. And yeah, we're just here to talk. We're here to whatever floats up, what however raw and nasty it could be. I'm up for anything. So if you guys would like to introduce yourselves real quick, that'd be awesome. We'll start with Brady
Well,
since he's the first on the list here.
hi, I'm Brady, and I'm your eldest son.
All right, Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and like you were saying earlier with the names and the titles, I am a spiritual healer. I have a Reiki base, but titles are going away, and I've progressed and done so much different and more that I don't really fit in a box anymore, and I don't think we need to be in that box anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. It is. It's definitely shifting and changing. So thank you for joining us tonight, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. I'm a student of Chris's, and she's helped me so much.
Oh, thank you. You make me cry. Um, and we have grown together. Yes, we have. We are all sisters and brothers of spirit, and it's amazing. And then we have Betty Boo. Ben
I
is,
want to talk.
you know what to talk. Ben is my youngest, and the big
The mastermind of this.
yes, he placed together this podcast and is helping me through the process of learning what the heck to do. And then we have Josie in the background. Hey, Josie. And we'll be.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us tonight as well. And
Yeah, no
yeah,
problem.
we'll just see where we all go with this. So, let's see. Um, the big day was yesterday, and I know I felt different. Every year, I have seemed to have pulled myself away from what traditional Christmas is to what Christmas means to me, to just being present in all of it and witnessing everything and everybody around me and everything being okay the way it is and going with the flow of it. I don't know what you guys experienced. There's also huge energy fluxes that were off the charts. I mean, they've been building, and then it's just been outrageous. But it's been awesome. But it's also brought up a lot of shit too. It really has. And I'm not gonna mix words here. It's been one day I've experienced bliss, total anxiety to headaches where it just takes me down to mom needs to go lay down and take a nap because I have to close my eyes to oh my god, I think my whole electrical system of my body is on fire. To oh my god, I'm so cold, I can't get warm. To I feel nauseated. You name it, I have felt it. Um,
Um,
so, does anybody want to speak upon that, or you know,
if
what?
you don't mind, I would like to speak up on that one.
Sure.
I was laughing when you're doing it because I was telling you, like, my day off on Thursday, I was meditating. I got these wonderful little downloads. I was just like watching TV and I'd just knock out and get all these downloads and went back to work Friday is fine. Woke up Christmas morning sick, so sick. It's like my body's trying to, and I don't know, but when you get the real high energies and the downloads, sometimes comes the sickness with it.
Yes. Yes.
So I had to call off today with the sore throat. It's all on the throat issue. It's all past lives coming up. It's just all this healing and just all this stuff wants to be released, it feels like.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. That's what it is. All this energy is pushing through us. It's all that density that with the throat wanting to speak up. So here's your chance. You're out here talking about all this stuff. It's great. It's moving that energy, and yeah, the more the light that comes in, the more denseness comes up from us, and so it's waiting to be healed. It wants to be healed, and seen and loved. The most important thing is love, because I know before, God damn it, I'm hurting again, and this sucks. And I'm like, oh, now I'm like, what are you showing me now? And so it's just like, okay, buddy, what are you telling me? Okay, buddy, what are you telling me? And I know the boys get sick of it. I was like, oh, shut up. But it is. It's just my body wants to tell me exactly what's going on, and that's what I love about it. So, what about
Right.
you?
Mine's always in the throat, it seems. I mean, I've had so much past life in the throat. I've had this life. It's always thyroid or my throat goes out or
Yep, yep, yep,
laryngitis,
yep.
sore throat, throat.
Yes, yes, yes. I had a lot of thyroid issues too, and lots of throat infections growing up. Oh my god, I never had a voice. I never had a voice when I grew up, and I did like for most of my marriage and all that. I really didn't, and it's not until I really stepped out of all of it that I found my voice. What about you, Michelle?
Well, yesterday was a really quiet day. We had a really peaceful, uneventful day. It didn't feel the same, like you said. But today I'm like really, really tired. Like I worked really hard yesterday, but I didn't.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the slightest amount of work that we do. Um, Sometimes it's even we're supposed to listen. We're supposed to rest more. We're not supposed to, put so much emphasis on the dinner, and we get all stressed out. That's about it. Even though we're not where we used to be, thank goodness for that. But it's it's still taking a taxing on our energy. It's still a part of the energy vampire-ish kind of ways of being. Not that necessarily everybody around us are like that, but it's the belief system of having to have a meal on Christmas, a big meal, or even a meal period, to a belief system here, a belief system here, and they're all like all these thought forms are forming above our heads that we have to do this, we got to do this, and it's whether it's a good or a positive thing, it is still taking our energy away. And that was my biggest thing today that kind of popped through with that was like, holy crap, there's all this stuff that's floating around out there and it's sucking our energy.
I think that maybe it's the collective energy that we're picking up on too.
Well, there's that too. So that's part of a bubble,
Mhm.
but then it's also part of our own thought process. There's all these thoughts that are sitting outside of this big soup of collectiveness of us of so even not to separate ourselves from that, but it's just the even the thought process of, oh, I gotta go make dinner, to, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And what we funnel into it, we're still funneling energy, whether it's positive or negative, as I quote it, or how we label it. But um, I see that the more that I pay attention to it, not just go, okay, I'm just gonna go make dinner now, and just go about my way and do my little dance and singing in the kitchen. I notice that I kind of like refill myself. Where if I'm just going there, oh, I gotta make dinner, da 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 da, and all those thoughts, I'm giving actually energy away to that, and how it's burdensome, and how I have to do it, and oh my gosh, I'm so tired, da 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 da. And so even that I'm so tired thought is there, and we're feeding energy into it, and so that's why I've been trying to dissect things and just be neutral about things, and even when things come up, I'm like, okay, how am I going to look at this? What, what neutrality can I put to this? I find it helps with my energy. Like yesterday, I went to my mom's and we had dinner there, and my ex came up, and it was nice time. It was, but I still felt just insanely drained afterwards. And it wasn't because I chose to go there. I wanted to go there. Um, but it was like all the things that had to be done while I was there. And I felt that that was drawing my energy away from me. Just the simplistic thoughts of, oh my God, I don't have a ham for my ex. And I know that my ex likes ham. And I'm like, wait a minute. Even a thought, a simple thought, sucked that energy away. That's what I've been, that's my thing as of late, is really just watching those thoughts and going, oh, okay, this is where my energy's going right now. So
And
that's
sometimes,
oh, go ahead.
oops, sometimes just being around people for me, I'm a very strong empath, is very draining. Just being in their energy or in their environment.
Yeah, yeah,
So I know I need a lot of alone time and just be with myself and flow with the what's going on right now in front of me.
right, right. And I was like that too. It still gets to me sometimes, where the energy of others are very strong, and I'm overwhelmed with it. But I've been noticing lately too that the more I love myself and give myself that energy that I would say give other people, um, that builds me up. It puts a kind of not a protection, because we really don't need protection, because we all are this amazing soul that's here, that is a master, for crying out loud, and we know who we are, and we're stepping into that more and more. I noticed that um, I always used to think I had to protect myself and protect myself. Oh, I gotta watch out for this person or that person, because I know that they are, um, if I'm around too many people, it does, our frequencies is it's more of our frequencies are not in resonance with each other. So you feel that bouncing off of you, and you're like, ooh, this doesn't feel right. But then there's times where you could be anywhere and you'd be fine, because we have worked on ourselves so much that we love ourselves, and it just boils over to even the people that we're not resonant with, we can still be there in their presence and find complete peace, because we're at complete peace with ourselves. We're so full of love of ourselves that it just spills over to them. And I've been trying to work on that myself because there's times where that's not the case and I want to choke people out. But then there's times where it is the case, where I could just sit there and go, we are so totally opposite, but I so just love you. I love you for being who you are, and you just show me exactly where I was to where I am now. To it just brings up so much for me, and then there's other times, like I said, I just want to choke them out. So it is. It's that we're teaching ourselves this new stuff every day. It's really a beautiful thing.
I
What do
know
you?
now that I'm back working with the public at Walmart that sometimes I just feel like the pressure, like it's pushing me down. Then I remember to pull my shoulders back, reach into my heart space, and like just push mine out to them so that then an aspect I'm affecting, my love and light is affecting them instead of theirs affecting me. And I
Yeah.
have to remind myself of this.
Yes, we do. We have to remind ourselves, even if it's every second, of who we are. And this is what this podcast is. It's stepping into that spirituality. It's talking about the raw, funky, dirty, nasty stuff. Whatever we feel that we need to talk about and to really start, because all of us on this podcast right now are empaths. All of us have experienced life that have been really traumatic, and we had a lot of trauma. And I'm not going into details necessarily, but we all have had our fair share of knowing what love isn't, and that's because we were around people that didn't know what love was either. And we are all here to be that love in in this world. And the best way we can do that is with loving ourselves. And sometimes that's the hardest thing possible because we don't know. We were never taught how to love ourselves. We were never modeled how to love ourselves. We were never um, around people who, who truly loved themselves. I mean, narcissistically, of course they did, but that's still not loving themselves. It's a fakeness. So it is. It's learning how to really dig deep into ourselves and love ourselves on such a capacity that nothing, nothing will phase us because we'll just see it as that loving neutrality of that unconditional love, which is neutrality. There's no conditions. There's nothing. There's just I love you because I love you, and doesn't mean that we need to be best friends or anything like that. But I can see you. I can love you, understand you, and still be able to function. So,
I know
I
one of the main things, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh, go ahead.
Uh, one of the main things I recommend and that I started with is being an empath and being in a narcissistic, always around me, was boundaries were so key in self love. Just setting specific boundaries where if it's going to hurt me, I'm not going to do it for this person, for
Yes.
example.
Yeah, boundaries were very important for me at first too, and then I find
Mhm.
out that the more I go along, that I just put out that energy of where I don't need sometimes the boundaries because my energy just speaks for itself. Like especially my kids, they've really honed in on where my boundaries are, and they just feel it out, and I go no, I'm not going down that road. And if you have more respect for and love for yourself, you'll respect that person and somebody else far greater because you have love and respect for yourself. So of course you're gonna treat that person with love and respect. What about you, Michelle? I know that you've been working on that too. We all have.
Um, yeah, I've been working on boundaries and about self-love and taking care of myself and accepting what is and not putting any expectations out.
That's a big one. Yeah, yeah, the expectation thing. Yeah, that's a good one because I know that I always had expectations that people were going to love me the way I loved them. People were always going to do this because I did this for them. But then I found that there was a very codependent way of living, and I was raised in a heavily codependent household, and had it all around me. Because that's basically society is one big codependent soup. Um, we've all been raised on it. We've all taken it as norm. And so, yeah, those expectations, those were always so hard for me because I'm like, but I love you, or how could you say or do that? Because they're walking around unconscious. I was walking around unconscious too, just steeped in a totally different level of codependency. The narcissists are just as codependent as empaths, and we just deal with things differently. And yeah, those expectations, man, that really was a big thing with the majority of my relationships, is that I just couldn't believe that someone would hurt somebody like that, or that I expect the way I loved that to be reciprocated that way, when we all don't know how to love. That's why we had to step out of everything and reword it, what really love was. Because we're sold this love crap on TV and in books and stuff like that, and it's not
Mhm.
real. It's not real. And we had to give what we're giving out to, what we have to give back to ourselves. So it says here, Merry Christmas, everyone from the UK. Ah, awesome. Um, you need to live in the now space. There was no yesterday and there's no tomorrow. Everything is in our minds. It says, remember, we are creators of our own world. What we manifest, we become. Manifest only positive thoughts and always be grateful for any situation. And we're all here to teach us, which is very true. We are these powerful creators, and we have to begin to really step into that. Because I know that I was a victim for a very long period of time, and everything was everybody's fault. And how can you do this to me? To you name it. It was a very difficult time, and then when I had to really just say, you have to own all this, everything, all the crap that you've ever done. You did it. Oh, that was all your reaction, and I'm still learning that from daily uh, daily teachings of myself teaching me. So yeah, our higher selves are definitely the creators. Um, the more that we are quiet and the more that we listen, they can guide us. Ourselves guide us, and they even put the difficult situations in there to say, "Hey, you created this with your thoughts. Do you realize that?" And sometimes I realize that, and sometimes I don't. And it's going through that process of remembering we are the freaking creators of our own world. What do we want to see? What do we want to see? What do we want to do? What do we want to experience? What do we want to do? I mean, to be that powerful, to take the power out of the hands of them out there and put it back into our own hands. What do we want to experience? I know I'm totally excited about what's to come. Ben and I were watching or listening to a podcast, and I know it's been sitting there for the longest time, just whispering in my ear. And I was too scared to look at it because I'm like, I don't know how to do a podcast. I know I spoke to the boys about it before too, and I said, well, I don't know how the hell to do it at all. So I'm not gonna do it. And we were listening to the podcast, and finally it was so loud I couldn't ignore it. Like, you need to get out there and just talk. And talk and talk and talk and talk. And whether anybody hears you or not, it doesn't matter. Just talk, because it's part of my throat chakra movement. I had to talk. I have to get it out there. We have to get our stories out there so that other people go, me too. Oh my God. What you just said just resonated so much, and I needed to hear that. So we're all here to encourage each other. We're all here to really help each other through this mess, because it's gonna get nuts, even crazier than it is now. It's gonna get nuts, and we're really gonna need to be those beacons of light, because it's gonna get nasty out there. It is, and we gotta be the ones that help people through it. But we gotta help ourselves. We have to teach them how to help themselves.
So, Chrissy, you feel this like building up of something major going to like topple over, and where they're going to need our help is what I'm saying. Like it almost feels like worldwide, something major event or something's going to happen, catastrophe wise, almost. That's what I keep feeling, and that they're going to need all the light workers.
Um, yeah, it's gonna be within themselves because all these people are gonna go, what the f just happened? Um, how, what's going on? I mean, people are gonna be totally freaking out, and it is gonna be worldwide. It is, and there's a lot of us that have been jostled, awake enough to really start working on ourselves, and because we've heard the call, we've heard you need to get your shit together because what's coming is going to be wicked, and that it's just going to be it's going to be intense, and this this is my neighbor Shamey is over, and he just got back from Christmas vacation, so he's helping me put together my set back here, um, but and he just went to Himalayan salt lamp, so just I love him dearly. But anyway, yeah, I really feel that what's coming is going to be so intensely overwhelming for people that we are here to help them because well help them help themselves because we are not here to rescue them because I was a big part of that thing back then in the day. Oh, I have to save everybody. And
Right.
that I had to get jostled up as it
I
was.
have a feeling.
It, what?
I have a feeling that it's going to be full disclosure.
Yeah, that's going to be part of it. Yes.
I don't
Uh,
I don't see a natural disaster or a calamity of any sorts. I just think that people are going to have the truth slapped in their face and they're just going to have to suck it up.
yeah, it is. It's going to be very, and I think that's what is the natural disaster to me would be more or less um, people not knowing what to do with themselves. People, I mean, we see what they're doing out there now. Let
Yeah.
alone when the shit hits the fan, what are they going to do then? I don't know if they're just going to be totally immobilized to because a lot of this shit that we're seeing, which is the parts of it that are they're being paid to riot, they're being paid to do these things. So once people wake up from that um, and they're not being paid anymore, this is going to be natural stuff of people are going to be crying, they're going to be totally devastated. I mean, I remember fighting about this stuff and I worked with kids that had really, really bad lives. And so a lot of stuff didn't shock me, but it's still, I just cry. I just cry because the enormity of what's going to come out is so overwhelming. It's so, you can't even put it to words. It's just,
I feel
I,
like it's like I feel like it's like the Wizard of Oz. Pull the curtain back. Don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain.
yeah, that's what's going on currently right now because you see you see it, and I just sit there and giggle because I'm like, it's right there. you know,
Right?
just open your eyes because they're showing you. It's part of the movie. It's part of what's. It's not like it's been ongoing for years, and people are waking up to it. Some people are so deep within that way that they don't want to see it, which I understand that it's not easy to look at. It's not easy to look at all. And it's not easy to admit that you've been duped, that the stuff that's been going on has been right underneath your eyes. I mean, there's things that happened in my life that I still can't freaking believe happened, and it was right under my eyes. It was right there in front of my face the whole time, and um, it was hard. It was hard to step into that, to say, holy crap, this has been going on right in front of my face the whole time. And, that takes going in and saying, okay, then why did it? Because you didn't want to see it. Well, why did you want to see it? Because it was going to hurt too bad. Aha. And that's where I said, okay, I got to meet myself in these places that I've never met myself before. And this is part of this whole raw spirituality thing, that I had to go so deep, so raw, that there's nothing else I could do. There's nothing else I could do but to do that. And in doing that, save myself by showing myself finally the love that I needed. And people, I think, will have to finally face it, because they've decided to wait this long, and they have to see it. And some won't, and some still won't. For the longest time, they won't want to, and that's okay. It's part of their journey. And we just gotta love them. We just gotta love them through it. So Ben's helping me with something. Not too sure what. What? Update. You doing an update?
Yeah, basically, I just had to update it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. My technical crew came in and helped update something. But any last thoughts on that? What we could do for ourselves going forward with this? Because there is a lot of shit coming out every day.
Stand in your truth
Stand your truth.
and be brutally honest with yourself and with others.
Okay. That's very good. Because
I don't mean brutally. I'm more like authentically honest.
yes, authentically. But sometimes you gotta be brutal with yourself, especially when you don't want to see it. You're like, I don't want to
True.
see that. But then sometimes
True.
it's more truth bomby. I'm good for, like my friend Walt goes, you have the ability to have not only a truth bomb, but it decimates things within your path. Which I know I lost some clients doing that, because they wanted it. I'm like, listen, you wanted me to tell you. You wanted me to tell you. You wanted me to be
I always
honest.
appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, all right, just give it to me. It is.
Tell me like it is, Chrissy.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard to look at, because I know that I had to be that way with myself, and that was the only way moving forward that I could move forward. And even yesterday, sitting at the holidays, with my mom and the boys, and it was just, here are different ways that I could be in my truth still, be respectful to where everybody's at the same time, and
Let it
still
flow around you.
let it flow around me. I still could be having a good time myself and enjoying company, and how that's where the thought thing popped up with the draining, because I was drained when I woke up. I felt like got hit by a Mack truck this morning, and I was up half the night, and I know it was because of the big energy, more sunspots, more storms, more
Oh, for sure.
we feel all that coming in, and I'm up with it. I'm like, hello. um, but yeah, to flow with it all, and to be okay with that flow, no matter where the flow takes you. Um, that's my biggest takeaway, is seeing those thoughts, and seeing how I flew back. I kept going back to those, and how it sucked me dry. And I mean, as simple as ham for dinner, and he even mentioned
Yeah.
ham, so that even made it even more so. um, more energy giving to that, just that simple thought. Because of the old me, oh my God, you have to be perfect. It has to be da ba da ba da. And this I'm like, oh well. But then I still was feeding the thought of it. And that's what I
I
had to
was
see.
really, I
Go
was
ahead.
really proud of myself because I did the traditional, what we consider traditional is just a buffet. You throw stuff out and whoever comes can come eat whatever they want. And I sat there and everybody kept saying, "Who's coming?" And I'm like, I don't know. Whoever shows up, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. And I'm not going to worry about it. It's still going to be here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's huge from last year, you know.
Right.
So we all are growing and growing and growing, and we never stop. That's what I love about this is it never stops. We continually find more love of how to love ourselves and how to love others in a way that is beneficial for all. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I didn't go all out and buy a lot of presents. I didn't wrap anything. I stuck it all in bags. I said, I'm not going to go to all of that hubbub and bother for nothing.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And it was even the presents this year are were more experiences. Like what can we go and do together? Like we can go and do this. We can do that. And that's exactly totally what I want to do next year. It's just let's go. Let's do something. Let's like
Yes.
not necessarily on Christmas Day because I want to respect the people that work on Christmas. I don't want to. I remember working in retail and in the restaurant business. And being open those god awful hours and how we weren't with our families. And I'm like, I don't want to do that either. Um, so yeah, I want to go experience something new with the boys.
Next year, I'm doing Christmas on the beach in Florida.
Yes, yes, maybe we'll come visit because it is. It's just you're starting to step out of that, and that's even the materialism of having to get people presents. That's a thought process up there that sucks away all the energy. Like, ooh, what am I gonna get that person? What am I gonna get that person? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and it's
Yeah,
so stressful.
I didn't put any energy into it.
Yeah. Oh, I
I
would
just
be a
didn't. I
mess.
don't care.
Yeah, I remember even last year I was stepping away from it, and it was just like, eh. And this year, even it's like a progression. Where
This this year has been totally different. It's like it doesn't even matter now.
yeah, you gotta go with what, yeah. And then I told people next year, I said, I don't know, guys, I really don't want to buy into this any longer. Where we have to get each other something. Why can't we just be here with each other? That's a gift right there.
That's exactly what I told everybody when they said, "Well, I didn't know what to get you. You don't have to get me anything. I'm fine just having you around."
Yeah, just be here and be with each other and enjoy each other's company, enjoy food. Oh, hey, the food. This morning, it was, I ate and it was not a good thing afterwards. My body's, it can't handle that anymore. It really can't. I'm going to read online here. It says, remember not to spend too much time and energy into the Great Awakening is happening. It happened and we can't change it. Every time you give it energy, you'll be coming um, to the third dimension from the fifth. It says history, his story, and not yours. Don't dwell on it. Spend your energy into building your new history. Another great awakening is the real meaning of Christmas. If people knew, I'm sure they wouldn't celebrate it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that people have no clue about really what all these traditions, uh, the deep rooted meanings behind them all, really. And how things have been used and flipped around and used for,
That's
you know,
that
not,
was my whole feeling about it. Yes, exactly.
yeah, how there's so much out there that people have no clue about what they're celebrating, and the things that are going on behind the scenes that are not of the highest of divine love and light, that are really doing some really nasty things. And so yeah, just being aware and starting to step away from that. Um,
The commercialized part of all of it.
well, there's a commercialized part of it all too, but then there's
Yeah.
also the deeper parts of it too, where there's a lot of things that happen. They take and invert things where it's not what they say it is. We can go into that another time because we're starting to run close on time here. But all those, even down to the pagan holidays, and how look how they took all the pagan holidays and inverted it, made it whatever they want. Even down
Mhm.
from there, even back even further, how it's been. This whole world is inverted. Everything in this world is inverted, and how the real trueness and realness of it all isn't isn't that at all. Even down to the spirituality aspects of things that we were taught. Even from the Reiki to you name it, it's it's all inverted, and so that's also what's had me step away from a lot of that, and the channeling and stuff like that is because there's a lot of things out there that have been purposely placed out there. So that'll be another subject. Oh, I'd love to go into that because it's so wide and huge, and even down to this Metatron's cube. Remember this, Cheryl?
Uh-huh.
Even down to that, how there's a lot of things that have been inverted with that. Um, just you name it, it's been inverted, and there's a spirituality aspect of it all that is fake light, is false light, and so uh, it's yeah. I can't wait to go down this road with you guys, and it's raw, and it's like whew. Some of it is just like what who
It's like when you think you know something, you really don't. There's more
no
to it. There's more
there's
past that. It goes so much deeper.
yeah, yeah, and how how they took and they hijacked a lot of stuff, and that's what I want to talk about too. It says here, let's see, our words cast spells. Pagan, pay again. The fictional character and not the woman. So much to learn. Yes, yes. Our words. We have to be so careful of our words. We have to be careful of everything that we talk about. Um, because yeah, like I said, everything has been inverted. Yeah, I can't wait to have this discussion and really dive into it because everything from the tarot cards to the ruins to the this and that, everything that we've done, everything has been taken and inverted, and how a lot we gotta be careful who we're tapping into because there's a lot of things out there um, that say they are the light and are not. Um, that's why I've really gone into just me and my knowing and tapping into me, myself, and not anything that's out there like I used to. I go more so in here, and that's what I want to encourage others to do too, is to silence the outside and really listen to who you are inside, and you are your own teacher, and yeah, I can help with a lot of the breakdowns of things and stuff like that, but um, I want to teach you how to do it yourself. Like I guide you back to yourselves. That's kind of like what I do. But what is she, it says parents, pair who rents. So yeah, there's so many different. All the words are basically spells, And once we realize this, we can move on from there and really um, dig into that. I can't wait to. But I want to thank, oh yeah, government, mind control. Yeah, government is mind control. Reading the chats here. Um, it's so diabolical what's going on, and I really can't wait to dive into this with all of you. And I want to thank you all for joining me on my first podcast. This is so exciting.
Should I invite Seamus up?
What, honey?
Seamus wants to,
To say
like,
hi?
Seamus is in the audience. Should
Okay.
I invite him up?
If he wants to speak and say hi. Hey, Shamey. Oh, okay, that's enough. All right. We are going to end this evening, and I want to thank you for joining us. And Hammerwell08, thank you for joining us. It says we were dumbed down by learning how to talk. Yes, 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 yes. I know. I feel,
Okay.
you know, and how we learn how to feel and to feel everything, and to really feel the energy of all of that. Well, thank you. Uh, no. I'm glad that you were in the chat, Hammerwell08. It says, great show, thanks. Sorry, I spammed the chat. No. I'm glad that I love this. I love this. This is what this is about. So, thanks again for everybody who joined us. And I will be Sundays at 7. So, I'd love for you guys to join up again. And any last thoughts
Yeah.
or questions before we go?
I'll be here every week when you need me.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much, as you know.
I'll be here.
Awesome. Thanks, Josie. Um, yeah, I can't wait to go into this. This Hammerwell08 says we're just a pair of eyes and a nervous system. Yeah, yeah. And this beautiful soul who's here living it through it the entire time. All right, guys. Thanks, Cheryl, for joining us too. And boys, thank you for helping out with this. And I will see you guys next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, bye. Thanks, guys.
No worries, Ma.
Bye bye.